Naval photography, the father of naval photography is Walter Richardson, the gentleman this building is named for. Richardson was a cook aboard the USS Mississippi when it came into Pensacola to establish the Navy's first aeronautical station. Richardson was an amateur photographer as well. He started shooting pictures around the base, particularly of aircraft accidents. It wasn't long before the Navy realized those photographs are valuable. And so Henry Muston, skipper of the ship, decided that he would send Richardson ashore and designate him as a photographer, let him shoot all the pictures that was needed.
We're currently in Building 1500, which was the United States Naval Schools of Photography for close to 48 years. So went to photo school and realized how much I loved naval photography. I remember when I stepped out of the doors of Building 1500 of the photo school, I really felt like I was part of an elite troop, you know, an elite breed. And I felt really well-trained and ready, you know, to take on anything. And I think that's one thing I really treasure, was that moment of walking out of the unique doors at photo school and just having that feeling of bring it on, you know. It was really cool.
I would say to the photographers today, our job is to document what Navy and Marine Corps do. You look at history books, they're filled with images. Many, many images from World War II, Korea, Vietnam. They were shot by military photographers. And from my point of view, from the Navy side, this was Navy. These guys are out there on the front lines. They're shooting with cameras, not weapons. The camera was our weapon. I remember being told one time in Vietnam that a journalist can sit back in his hotel room and compile a story, to write the story, because they'll talk to people, tell them things. The photographers can't do that. You have to go where the action is. And that's true whether it's covering actual combat, an aircraft accident, a portrait, a ship's party. The photographer has to be there. He can't make it up.
Face of the battery. It takes two. It takes two batteries. And it comes with spare balls.
There's a lot of wrinkles. I don't like that.
You were accidentally looking at him. Yeah. Remember those uniforms?
Well, I have to honestly tell you, this is my first convention that I have been to. But when they rededicated the building in January, and they were, you know, it's like, oh yeah, this is the 100th anniversary of it. You know, and then I start looking into my heritage as a naval photographer, and you know, start talking to some of these guys who are doing aerial reconnaissance before me, and what it was like for them, and hearing their stories of what they went through. I mean, they're talking about everything being mixed by hand and processing by hand, and it's like, okay, I did some of that. Oh, you won't remember the speed graphic camera. It's like, oh, that was the first camera I touched when I was in the Navy. You know, just hearing their stories about what they went through, and you know, how it relates to, you know, how things have changed for me, and how they actually listen to what I have to say, and it's just a real interesting listening to them guys, and hard to believe that's been 100 years that we've been doing naval photography.
Just a little bit.
We today pull out our cell phones and take pictures, just snap them away like it's nothing. Learn the basics, you know, learn what the F-16 rule is. Learn about film process, because it's not gone. There was so much you could do with film. Learn how all that works. Learn composition. Take the time to learn the basics, not just be a happy, snappy guy.
For us, you know, to go forward, we really have to know where we came from. Documenting that history is very, very important. The only lessons that I would hope that photographers today would think about is don't take shortcuts. Just because you have digital gear, just because you have a quicker path to tell your story, don't compromise anything. Don't compromise lighting. Don't compromise any kind of storytelling. Make it as rich as possible. Put everything you can into it, because you have so many more tools in your toolbox now.